am Red Cyclone! Yeah!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What's going on? What is going on, world?
What's up, Merc? What it is?
We talking about steakums.
Steakums, mystery meat, McDonald's steak sandwiches. We don't know what's going on, man.
But they're good.
Old men, 69 years old, eating 30,000 Big Macs.
Yes.
The world is gone topsy-turvy, my friend. I don't understand it.
He actually set the world record in 2022 for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God damn.
And then he been eating Big Macs for 50 years. So he's 69 years old. He's been eating for 50 years.
And they have his name on?
His name is Don Grorsky.
Okay.
He's also an American author.
Have you ever seen him at anything before? Like, this is the first time seeing him?
He was on one of those. I've seen him on the YouTube when he hit the Guinness Book of World Records, but
Okay.
I think he was on Super Size Me for a little segment, saying that because he ate McDonald's every fucking day, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude ate 2 Big Macs a day, every day. And then what he used to do was he would just get his week's supply and just heat them up.
That's crazy because I'm not a fan of a reheated burger, but I understand having had McDonald's and having reheated a McDonald's burger is probably the least offensive out of all of them. But the bread is just going to be hard as a rock. Well, I mean, it's easier for it to be hard as a rock when you microwave it or heat it up.
Yeah. Honestly, like, because you can't take the sauce out. So I think that's what kind of affects it. Like, you can put it in the oven it might be better to heat it up in the oven than in the microwave.
That's what I figure.
Yeah.
Well, who the hell? Can you imagine telling somebody, I'm about to chow down. What you cooking? Leftover McDonald's.
Yeah. That's exactly.
And I'm not just eating it. I'm cooking it on the stove. They just look at you like you're crazy. What?
Man,
What?
They probably really looked at that. A lot of stuff that Power Ranger special came out this week. Shout outs to Tenacious T. We recorded the Morphin Cast and we did our review of Once and Always, My Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes, sir. Now, what's that? A special?
So it's a hour special. It reunites. It brings back Zach and Billy into the Power Ranger thing. Rita Repulsa comes back as a robot and kills Trini, and then they had to tell her daughter that she was killed, and then she finds out, and then the whole thing goes into them becoming her becoming a ranger, and then defeating Rita. I had to watch it twice. First time I didn't care for it. I started because I was looking at it and just like seeing it, but then I was also getting interfered a lot. But everyone wanted to talk to me. Whenever I watch things at work, everyone wants to talk to me. I have headphones on and everything, and everybody wants to talk to me. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking watching something. Leave me alone. But I watched it the second time. I watched it. I paid attention to it. I liked it more the second time than the first time. It was a very enjoyable. It has that nostalgic factor with Zach and Billy coming back, and I'm happy it was them like kind of leading the way kind of thing. I was fine with Austin St. John and a lot of the other ones not in there because this was kind of Billy and Zach's story, and how they did the story made sense. And especially because the Trini and Billy in the show was always really close. So I made sense for that. It was really good. I actually liked the way the suits looked. I liked what they did with the story. I liked the fact that the Power Rangers dealt with death. And someone legit died, and they had to deal with the guilt. The Billy had to deal with the guilt. and the daughter had to deal with wanting revenge and for her mother's death and things like that. So that's something that Power Rangers never really dealt with in the actual TV show. It's like there's always a good ending. So like, say for instance, this was the TV show, she'd probably rise up from the fucking grave and shit, but this was legit, like she died. So they dealt with that, and I thought they did a good job in kind of telling that story, but also still being fun, still being nostalgic, seeing the hip hop keto with Zach come back and him actually doing it better than he did when he was younger was actually pretty cool. I didn't like the Megazord sequence. I think that was the weakest parts of it because I didn't like the CGI they used for the Megazord. I thought they could do better with that. But the story overall, I thought it was good. It was solid.
Good. That's good to see.
And with that, they announced a bunch of toys too.
Okay.
So they've been doing these. They call them the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th Anniversary Remastered figures. So they did Billy and Trini first. I didn't get those. I might have to find those. But they now they announced Zach, Jason, Tommy, and Kimberly with rescanned heads and everything like that. The helmets are a bit more round. The Red Ranger comes with the dragon shield. The Green Ranger does not have the shield, but it's a removable shield, so you can actually use it on both of them. And then the Pink Ranger has a new head scan as well, so it looks a lot better. So I might have to pre-order that. I did pre-order that.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they announced the next 3 Rangers coming for the Lightning Collection line, which is RPM Yellow, Red Turbo, and Blue Lost Galaxy.
Gotcha.
No, not Lost Galaxy. Is it Lost Galaxy? No, Lightspeed Rescue. My fault.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first in the line for Lightspeed Rescue. That was their first Ranger, and TJ being the first Red Ranger, first Turbo Ranger being added, and then the first RPM Ranger being added. So it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's what came out for Power Rangers this week. But because of that 30th anniversary, this week was the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers in general. So there you go.
Did they announce anything? I was gonna ask, comic wise.
They have not added anything new. What's happening in the comic now is Lord Zed actually got like a power morpher and shit, but they haven't announced anything further than that.
Okay.
But they did announce a couple other things, but that was the figures and stuff like that. And IDW and Dark Horse Comics are teaming up with Ninja Turtle Stranger Things team crossover.
Wait, Ninja Turtles Stranger Things?
Yes.
I'm not familiar. I just know they were kids. The Stranger Things, this is supposed to be real, like in the real world type
No,
of
it's
deal?
comic.
Or...
Yeah, it's
No, I just mean their like world in general, like that show. Like, what's the story? I'm not familiar
it
with.
deals with aliens and stuff like that.
But is it supposed to be like in a realistic universe, or is it like
a comic-y? It's comic-y.
Okay.
Yeah. And it works with it. I think Ninja Turtles, they just team Ninja Turtles with everybody. I don't think they have any particular things. They already have a toy line even before this, so.
You mean the Stranger Things?
Yeah, they have a Turtles team up with Stranger Things figures already.
Oh, toy line. I got you.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they were ahead of the game. They're ahead of the comic.
All right, that makes sense.
But that was pretty cool. The Street Fighter demo is out now. Street Fighter 6, they allow you to pick 2 characters, Luke and Ryu,
Which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played it myself, but I would try to download it before it's over. I mean, it is just a demo. It's not a beta.
Yes.
I see it has offline, like couch fighting and whatever, so you can play versus.
Yes.
It is not an online demo. It also has it has pieces of the World Tour mode. Is what I saw.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Because you can do the thing where you fight on the stage with the bull.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of those things that it'll probably be a special stage that pops up in the World Tour.
Okay.
To the content creator named Desk. I'm not sure if you've seen his stuff before. Is literally his name is lowercase Desk.
Okay.
And what he does is usually pairs like custom music that has to do with the fighting game that he's showing, and he does ridiculous, like borderline impossible combos.
Okay.
Like he tries to do the hardest possible without using any type of what they call it, tool assisted stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's what he does. And one of the things he did for the Street Fighter 6 demo was do a combo video on the bull stage. So he's literally doing combos against the computer while the bull runs through the stage and attacks both of them. It's
Cool.
really good. And I recommend that you watch that. Check that out.
Cool. I'll check that out. But it looks pretty. It's a pretty looking game. Like just the scene of going into the arena together. Ryu looks pretty cool. Luke plays pretty interesting too. I'm looking forward to the game down the road, but it plays pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's close to. I think they said that's an earlier build, so there may be things that feel a little bit different, options that they tweak, because that's not the ones that's got everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even to that point, there was the betas, and then there was after that what they showed with what is it, like Zangief and Marissa and all that. So still, there was a build that's before the game comes out that has those characters in it. I do hope, because remember it is June.
Yeah,
they have time. I hope they release a version that at least lets you get up to that part.
Yeah.
With Marissa and Zangief, because people really like that girl Marissa, that big muscular chick. Like I know people want to play as Cammy, but listen. I know Cammy was like one of the last characters they showed, like before they started going into DLC stuff, right? Like when they said like the initial roster, here's your I think 18 characters or whatever. She was like one of the last ones. I get that. Yeah. So you might not have her because you don't want to let everybody play as everybody, but like. That character Marissa just has such a strong fan base for never being in a game before. It is incredibly funny, but I get it.
Yeah.
And I know why. It's one of the reasons Rhea Ripley's so popular.
Yes.
Because she's a muscle mommy. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Busting people's ass and dropping them on their heads.
Yes. They want to see people get dropped on their head.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully that happens, but I'm glad you tried it out. So
yeah, I'm digging it. I like the gameplay so far. I think it's pretty cool. Again, I was playing with Luke. I was playing with Ryu. There's only 2 characters they have, but Ryu, again, if you ever played Ryu, he plays like Ryu. It doesn't really change much, but he's also a bit more powerful with his Hadouken and stuff like that, and then his combos are a bit more stronger as he got older and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. It looks really pretty too. I can't wait to dive into it more, but it's a good little demo. I'll give you a little taste of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order.
And that is the
old one.
Star Wars game?
It's the first one. I've been going through it again. It says to reconnect the story.
Wait, so you didn't break the street date?
Yeah. Well, they didn't get it yet. I think they're getting it Monday.
Oh, I got you. I thought you got the.
I wish. I would be great.
I
would not take overtime tonight if I had it.
Okay, I understand.
But hopefully they get it my Monday or Tuesday, and I'll probably pick it up. But I just been running through the first. I actually just speed running it because I platinum it, so I don't have to look for shit. I'm just like speed running the game and just get the story back on. Just get back into the story and stuff like that. I really dug it. So, Fallen Order is like less than $20 now. So if you're interested in playing it on PS4 or 5, it's less than $20. But I'm not sure about PC, but I know it's on PC.
It was on Steam sale. That's how I got it. It was like
sweet,
$7 or something when it was on a big Steam sale. So
yes, I think it's on Game Pass.
It's an old game, and they digitally, thankfully, they do not retain value.
Yeah.
So they drop in price very fast.
Yep.
The other thing I saw about just anything coming out
Yeah.
recently, game wise. They put out, I want to say it was Friday. And you might not have seen it. Oh, you might have seen it in passing. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It was April 19th when it came out. So I think that was Friday, right?
Yeah.
No, the 19th was Wednesday. From Sega, there's a game called Jet Set Radio, and then there was Jet Set Radio Future,
Yeah.
and then Sega stopped making. As some companies do, they do not continue the series, even though the fans keep asking them to make another one. Probably because of poor sales and what have you. So what usually happens in that case is the fans make their own version of the game.
Oh, sweet.
So there was a game named Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Okay.
It had a trailer for the concept of it a while ago, maybe 2 years ago. No, I think 2020 was when it first showed up.
Yeah.
And then that was the game that once they proved what they were going for visually, they got the creator of the soundtrack for Jet Set. So they got the main guy from Sega. Well, he's not a Sega employee, right as of now, I don't believe. But he did do the music on Jet Set and Future. And so he will be on this game's soundtrack, which already somebody pointed out they've only teased like 3 songs from the game. It's already ridiculous. It sounds great. The song they have for the trailer, it fits right in with the universe.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem out of place, and the trailer also just has like little snippets of, I guess, what's going to be in the story mode. You traversing the world. It has some things in it that look a little bit trippy, like it does like some visual trickery with some of the stuff, like after images and stuff. So it's not just going to be, hey, we made Jet Set Radio or we made Jet Set Radio Future.
Okay.
Like, it's taking the aesthetic and the music sensibility, basically, because it's not a tribute in the way of, oh, this song is equal to this. No. This is basically them showing their love for that series. So it looks like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
The if is they need to put out a demo.
Yeah, it comes out August 18th.
Yeah, they announced the date, but that's time enough for a demo. I'm sure it's too late for a beta.
Yeah.
It's just that having played a lot, and I repeat, a lot on the Dreamcast of Jet Set Radio, Jet Grind Radio in America, that game don't play the best.
Yeah.
I can blame it on the fact that it came out on the Dreamcast and it only had one analog stick, and so when you go back to it, you realize, oh, this is a game from one analog stick era. So the camera's a little funky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Mark? And then because it was one of those games that has like the magnetizing to like the rails and stuff, some of that can get a little funky. So that's the main issue I have about is did they fix the platform, or did they make the platforming more modern for today? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's my only real issue. Is I wonder, like, the problems that the old games had, I hope they didn't just make this with rose tinted glasses and say this game is perfect and we're just gonna put a fresh coat of paint on it. I hope they tweak some stuff, because kind of need some work. Now Future on the other hand is a better game.
Yes.
It's just that was stuck on the OG Xbox and it never came off of that.
Yes. You
Jet
can play
Set
it on the Xbox Series X.
No, but I'm talking about like for wide appeal. Jet Set was re-released countless times.
Yeah.
I had that on like 4 different consoles, you know what I mean, throughout the time. From 99 all the way till now, you could buy it on like 100 different things. Future, up until they did the backwards compatibility recently, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could not play it. So it's been a while. It's been a while. So I'm very curious. I hope it does well. I hope it plays well.
It's only on Nintendo, right?
No, it's on PC.
It's on PC. Oh,
Hmm.
so to me, it's only on Nintendo.
I wonder how the frame rate's going to be, because I don't know if it's going to run at 30 on the Switch. It might run at 30 on the Switch. But I would say if that's the case, then that's probably not going to be that's not going to be too bad for people who like the original.
Yeah.
Because it's an older game. They just ran at 30. So that is what it is. But I do wonder, like, I'm pretty sure it's going to run at 60, and it's like, yeah, America, some games, it feels like a different game.
Yeah.
It just is. It just does. So I wonder about that.
It looks interesting. Like I'll watch the trailer. It looks pretty cool, and the fact that it's not just roller skates. They have skateboards. They have bikes and shit too.
Yeah, they kept it looks like they kept some of the jet type of stuff from Future, where like you could get boosts and stuff. So
Yes.
so that it looks like they're keeping things that came from the evolution. So it's not gonna be the first game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So again,
Looks good.
I'm curious about how it plays. That's all.
Me too.
Because it's important. This is like Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to exist because Sega didn't make it.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the same. This is Lizard Cube.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Lizard Cube is right there with .emu.
Yeah.
Like I think their name is actually on Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, okay.
So again, like, this company is out there doing big things, but Sega, you slacking, man. What's going on? Why other people gotta make your games? That's all I'm saying.
They're like, fuck it. You're busy trying to make the next Sonic and Yakuza game. You could do
That's
the rest.
all they do.
Yes. Yeah, I could do the rest. Here, we give you the
I mean,
finished shit.
apparently they bought some company for a massive amount of money, right?
Yeah.
So they doing good. They doing good.
The people that created Angry Birds. Your boy.
So that's a big deal. So they doing good. It's just, come on, man. Y'all made more than Sonic and Yakuza. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's the only thing that exists right now. Yakuza and Sonic.
It really is.
And I'm waiting for the crossover of Sonic being Kiryu and
I mean,
Gangster
that would be, if they made a Sonic game in the style of Like a Dragon, that'd be great.
Did you see that Sonic murder game they did on April Fools?
It's an adventure game, I think
Yeah.
it is, where you try to solve the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it was
It
pretty
looks cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I saw
And
gameplay of it.
I saw it was actually pretty popular, so I'm like, all right, that's the type of stuff that they do need, because that's like a thing that's like Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's something different.
Yes, I agree.
So that is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm just I'm scared. I'm scared. I hope Bomb Rush plays good. That's all I
Me
got.
too. I hope it plays good. It looks solid. It looks, again. It does. I see the full resemblance of Jet Set Radio. Kind of even in the boss, in the bad guys kind of thing too. You remind me of the cop that was trying to capture you and shit. So, but it looks cool. I guess I have to charge my Switch and see how that game plays in August. Dude, I have not touched my Switch in a long time.
Have you put it in something?
No,
Like, put it away?
I have a case. Yeah, I have. It's in a
Okay.
case and everything like
Alright.
that. I have the mini, but I just have not touched it. Like, I haven't played anything. The last game I played on it was Shredder's Revenge.
Okay.
And no, actually, the Cowabunga collection I did play. Play.
And I think there's been like 2 patches for that.
Yeah.
They added some stuff to the game, which is cool.
I have it on the PlayStation, so if I want to play it, I'll just play on the PlayStation.
Gotcha.
And the fact that I'm able to travel, use my iPad as a screen to play my PlayStation, that's what I've been playing.
Well, how do you feel about that rumor about the new handheld that's gonna the main focus is gonna be remote play?
You know what's crazy is the fact that if by remote play, so I got the iPad Pro Mini, 11-inch. Well, there's not a mini. It's 11-inch one, and so the megahertz for the screenplay is really good. So my games run smooth and looks really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm fine with this. I bought a nice little controller case from my PlayStation 5 controller, and that's it. I'm good. But I'm fine with them making a handheld like the Steam Deck. I heard great things about it. I just don't want to spend $500 on a handheld. I'm sorry, I'm not paying that much.
This is true.
I know Jinkies has it. He loves it. It's just that I'm not paying that much.
Well, I mean, it depends on the level of investment period. Because if you have a PC library, it's like it kind of in the end of the day is gonna pay for itself. Because
Yeah.
good God, is there basically an unlimited amount of games you could put on there from past, present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not just a console, which is what differentiates it from just a handheld.
Yeah.
So it's worth that money. But as far as a PS whatever they want to call it,
Yeah.
I mean, I would get it because
Yeah.
usually they're in the neighborhood of 300 when they first come out.
Yeah.
So they usually don't go up that high. But I'm just saying in terms of their focus is supposedly, because it's not confirmed yet, right?
No.
Supposedly it's remote play.
Yeah.
And if they has a high refresh screen, right?
Yeah.
And if it plays flawlessly, I can see it doing very well.
Yeah.
For the fact that I think we're at the time that you could have a data plan or that's not gonna just eat your wallet, right? Do you think we're there yet?
I have I have the T-Mobile on my iPad, and I play it's $20 a month for my tablet,
Okay.
and I have the Max, what they call T-Mobile the Magenta Max, so I don't get slowdowns on my internet.
Okay.
And it runs smoothly. When I play the games on the go, it runs smoothly. I never have issues. The only time I have issues if my PS5 control system shuts off, because it has to be on for you to do that. It has to be on sleep mode and stuff like that. There could be a better option of them not having to be on sleep mode. Other than that, like it does its job, and like I can play the games that I want to play. The Xbox works better than the PlayStation, but it does what it needs to do.
I mean, I know, having done it back in the day with the PS3 and the PSP, as a proof of concept, it worked.
Yeah.
Like if you had Wi-Fi on a PSP, and I mean like just a slim,
Yeah.
it would work very well if you had a good signal. So I can imagine just it being, because I'm just thinking about the library, is like at this point you will have the PS4 library in addition to that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a ton of games,
Yes.
and then you're gonna have stuff that's not on the Switch. That's big budget, and that's kind of the difference between the systems. Is that Switch has certain titles that are from Nintendo, but they had to sit out some of the bigger titles because the system couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Or, and I'm not trying to downplay the system, but we were just talking about 30 and 60. Like there are some games that are on the Switch that are the inferior version of the game.
Yeah.
So that with that said, it could be a really good thing. It's just I hope they don't shoot themselves in the foot, because the Vita, it was so proprietary and weird. It was destined to fail.
Yeah.
The proprietary memory cards, they didn't want to open that up because I get it. Piracy, I get it. But when you go proprietary from the jump, you kill a lot of people's interest in things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the data plan with like AT&T, when T-Mobile was already the number one carrier or becoming the number one, it's like, what are you doing? You're not an iPhone. You're not an iPhone. And I think Sony's problem a lot of the time when they make something that they want to be a high tier, it's not that they want to be luxury, because they learned their lesson after they said you can get 2 jobs to buy it, and that backfired. They learned their lesson after that. But they always want to be considered like in a tier, like a higher tier than everything. And it's like they usually forget between the difference between them and Microsoft is Microsoft's been always willing to get dirty and they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They'll get. You want to play on a Fisher Price? We'll find a way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how Microsoft's approach became.
Yeah.
Sony, when they started becoming the leader, they started to be going like, well, you want to come over here, you want to play this Sony thing. And I'm like, nah, man, that ain't it. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I hope they learn their lessons from the Vita. Otherwise, there will be another $300 to $500 paperweight on people's desk.
Yes.
And a bunch of people crying, it was amazing. Yeah, sure it was. For like a year and a half.
I never cared for the Vita. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. It was okay.
I wanted it, but it felt like a waste of money.
I got one for free from GameStop when I was working there. Because the managers, they usually would get some systems for free because they have to play them and actually have reviews. So I was given 3 of them, and I gave 2 to the highest, like the person that performed the best during the holiday season.
Okay.
But I played it for a little while. They had some okay games on there, but the rest was it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't the same library.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll be honest with you, Mark. You know what killed the Vita for me? Was the fact that was around the time that Capcom and Nintendo formed a partnership.
Yeah.
So that meant there was no Monster Hunter on Vita.
Okay.
Except for like the portable third Japanese version, and it's like, well, I already played that on PSP, bro. I'm good.
You lost the customer.
So when you lose Monster Hunter on a handheld, it's real hard for me to follow you. It really is.
Yeah, I get
really
that.
is. So again, let's see what they do. I mean, let's look at them. They got Monster Hunter World. So if Capcom's gonna do part 2, because that's also in this week's news, the last update before the bonus update. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
The last update for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak came out on the 20th. So it's a bunch of 2 new monsters, then like a bunch of overhauls to the systems and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'd say is pretty good. I would definitely agree it's probably the best version of the game now. But it's been good for like a year.
Yeah.
Like after the first Sunbreak update, that game was pretty much good. It was great. Cool. But that means they're probably going to be working on the next Monster Hunter World.
Nice.
And that's probably going to be on PS5, right?
Nice.
And if it's on crossplay, boom, instant audience.
Nice.
If it's on that remote play, instant audience built in right there. So I'm just saying, if they do it right, because that's another thing that people forgot because it's been so long, is that Monster Hunter is a unit mover.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, that thing moves we're going a little long on it, and I'll cut it short, but I'll basically put it this way. The only reason in Japan that the PSP was the number one, it was damn near the number one system, was because of Monster Hunter. And I mean that in terms of it was almost outselling, what was it, PS3, but I want to say it was probably the end of PS2 time.
Yeah.
And then it was outselling Nintendo.
Makes sense.
And handhelds, Nintendo's got it on lock, right? Except for when you have Monster Hunter on your system.
That makes sense.
So, like, if you have that, it's a lock. That's instant sale. So we'll see. I just hope they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. But yeah, I know. So I know Monster Hunter is big because honestly, even next, if you talk to Microsoft, it sold systems in Japan because of fucking Monster Hunter.
This is true. I know they're happy they have Rise, and eventually they will have Sunbreak.
Yeah.
Because that was earlier this year.
Nice.
So they'll take their time to get there. It's on PS5 as well.
Nice.
So it'll take its time to get there. Cool. But because it's wrapping up, you know there's a new one coming.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's gonna be big if they do part 2.
It's been a while since I think a number.
Yeah, it came out before the 2019, right? 2018.
Right, World, yes. 2019, I believe, was World.
Yeah, it was January. It was like early that year.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess you ready for part 2 then?
Yeah.
I know Julio is too. Shout outs to Julio. The new
So,
Horizon. Oh, sorry.
oh yeah. Go ahead.
The new Horizon Zero Dawn DLC just came out too. The Burning Shores.
I thought you were gonna say the Burning Hammer.
Burning Hammer, yeah. Just thought. Yeah, it's called The Burning Shores. I haven't played it yet. It looks pretty cool of the videos I've seen so far. I tried playing it and it was like, damn, I gotta actually get used to this game again. So I might have to like redo this game because I don't remember how to play it. So I gotta get back into it. But I did download it. It's called Burning Shores. It's supposed to go like to Hollywood and shit. What was Hollywood? So that came out this week.
That's cool. Did you finish up the second game?
Yeah, it was good. I planned it.
Okay.
It's just I haven't played. Like the only thing is with these games, especially after you plan them and shit like that, you ain't gonna go back into it. So the DLCs come out so late that I don't even think about the game, so I don't even touch it until it comes out, and then now I'm like lost in the gameplay. That was a while ago.
Gotcha.
So that's cool. And I probably won't touch it until when Jedi Survivor comes out.
Gotcha.
Alright. Now I get into this movie?
Yes, sir. This week's movie is Defendor. It is from 2009. It is rated R. It is an hour and 41 minutes. When did this movie debut? Let's see.
I hope this is I know it was like straight to DVD or it was like select theaters.
Oh, select theaters. You're right. So I don't see it.
May 13th,
Page
2010.
May 13th. Okay, gotcha.
So technically it was 2009 select theaters and then it came out on DVD in 2010.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. This movie is directed by Peter Stebbings. Anything you're familiar with? It does. No, he's got some stuff.
He's a lot of TV shows.
He's director's not. Director. Anything familiar for you?
Not really. Like he's in a lot. He does a lot of TV shows and stuff like that, and there's also a lot of TV shows that I don't watch. Oh, Bates Motel. I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see anything that I. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with a lot of his stuff. Empire of Dirt, Parachute, The Listener, Rookie Blue, Saving Hope, Orphan Black. Orphan Black I've heard of.
Flashpoint.
I never saw it, but I've heard of.
Flashpoint.
Except
Amy Jo Johnson was in it. That's what I know about Flashpoint. Other than that, no, I have no clue what he does.
No, I'm just looking at his directorial stuff.
He has a lot of sci-fi stuff.
I don't see anything. No.
He wrote.
It is written by. Go ahead.
No, it's written. He wrote the movie too.
Okay, yeah, I see. He wrote the movie. Well, funny, because of how we were going through this, I have to ask. Not a graphic novel, right?
Not a graphic novel.
Okay. I don't see any as the other writers or whatever. It stars Woody Harrelson as Arthur Poppington, aka Defendor.
Yes.
We have Kat Dennings. They didn't even think to give her another name. Her name is Kat Dubrovkowitz. Okay. Sandra Oh as Dr. Ellen Park. We have Elias Koteas, also known as Casey Jones, right?
He'll always be Casey Jones.
He is Chuck Dooney. We have Michael Kelly as Paul Carter. Clark Johnson as Captain Roger Fairbanks, Lisa Ray as Dominique Ball, A.C. Peterson as Radovan Kristic, Kristen Booth as Wendy Carter, Charlotte Sullivan as Faye. Anybody else? Big deal?
Not really. Everyone else is like a side character at one point.
Okay, got you. And let's see. Synopsis for this movie is Arthur Poppington, a regular man who adopts a superhero persona known as Defendor, combs the city streets at night in search of his arch enemy, Captain Industry. That's so random. Captain Industry is his name. So this movie I know has, at least for me, it seems interesting because the way it opens up is they're examining the mental state of Woody Harrelson's character.
Yeah.
Right? So like it's him in the psych office with Sandra Oh's character, and he's basically trying to go through and tell her, well, she's asking him specific things, but so he has like a part about like the origin, where did it all begin for you, he goes through the last things that he was doing before he got arrested. So like it goes back and forth between these two until it doesn't, which is later on in the movie. But so basically it's like most of the movie is like a flashback because he's telling the story to her. And it, see, I don't know, do they say like what his mental state is, like if he has a disability or if it was from something that happened to him? Like I don't.
Nah, they never.
Because when they show, I was gonna say, because when they show him as a kid, like he seems like he might be, I don't want to say autistic as a catch-all, but that he might actually have birth defects.
Yeah.
Because I say that because his mother is literally saying goodbye to him, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Taking a swig of some alcohol out of a bottle as she's saying goodbye to him. So she is not well. And it's safe to assume that she might have not been well when she was giving birth to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When she was carrying him.
Yeah.
So they don't really dive 100% into that. But they do give you the origin story of why he's trying to protect the women like her, because it looks like she was a lady of the evening.
Yeah.
And then that's where Kat Dennings' character comes in, because she is a lady of the evening.
Yes.
But it's more like she's accepted that life, and she's kind of like, at this point in her life, she's already kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Because the stuff she says and does, both to him and to other characters in this movie, is kind of over the top at points.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really like Woody Harrelson's character in this movie. He has that heart of gold quality where he's really trying to do good, but he's not thinking about the consequences of doing good in the real world.
Yeah.
Because he's out there beating the crap out of people. Beating the crap out of Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Constantly. His character gets whooped throughout this movie.
Yeah.
But like Woody Harrelson's character is out there trying to do good, but he gets caught by the police. That's when he bonds with the commissioner over there. I think their grandfathers being servicemen, they said.
Yes.
I think like World War II, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where he has, because that's a weapon he has, and I think I think they call it a trench club.
Yeah.
And it belonged to his grandfather. So there's a lot of little things here and there about his character. And again, one of the reasons I do like the movie is that I told you it is charming. Like his character, the interactions between a lot of the characters. Like again, I'm not familiar with the director and also the writer, but like I like how this movie is written.
Me too.
I would say that. I like the direction of a lot of the characters.
Yeah, I liked his little gadgets and how he made his little gadgets. He had like a thing. He had a beehive that he had his bees in. He had a bunch of little things that just made. He threw marbles at people to bust their ass. It was fucking great, man.
It works in the real world. You think it's dumb, but if somebody threw a handful of marbles at you and then you took a step forward, you're stepping on marbles.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was like freaking Kevin McAllister becoming a superhero, just using random shit in his house to fucking blow up.
When he and Kat Denning started to like warm up to each other, it started to remind me of and this is not for a bad thing.
Yeah.
It started to remind me of a bootleg Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in a charming way, like it's bootleg, it's off-brand, but you love it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree with that.
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's not bad. It's off-brand. It's like, oh, but look at it. It's still trying.
Yeah.
Look at it.
And it had a good cast. For overall, it was a good cast.
Yeah.
So
and again, it didn't do the thing like the last movie where it got real dry and it was just boring.
Yeah.
Like this one explained itself. I was never sitting there thinking, what's going on? Why is this character here on my screen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at some point you would either find out or you would learn some backstory. Again, like that's the type of things that when we do these, I'd like to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and again, the jar bees is probably my favorite weapon he used.
Yes. Angry wasps.
Because the bees sting, like if you're allergic, you're fucked.
Yeah, KO.
And then him beating down Casey Jones was hilarious. Him like squeezing lemons in his face, his scarred face, and breaking his fingers with the freaking nutcrackers and shit like that. He had it bad. But he had it coming too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was not a good man. Yes.
He was not. So he had it coming. This movie, what do you give it?
This movie, I'm gonna give it a 3.75.
3.75. All right. So your 3.75s are Hellboy, Spider-Man, Hancock, Wanted, Unbreakable, and Spider-Man 2.
I'm gonna put this over Unbreakable.
Nice.
Behind Wanted.
Defendor 3.75. All right. I think I'll go same score. I enjoyed it. I was going on a 4, and then I'm looking at it and like that. I did like the movie though. It had a charming factor to it. So it's gonna be my number 14. It's gonna go right under From Hell. And this is 3.75 as well. Our next movie on our list is Paperman.
No, I have never heard of this.
This is another one of those independent straight to DVD. So I had a short viewing in the theaters, and then it went straight to DVD.
Okay, gotcha.
Starring Ryan Reynolds. This is when he was doing a lot of independent movies too. Like after the Deadpool movie, he did a lot of indie movies and stuff like that. He did one called The Nines. He did one called The Chaos Theory. They're all pretty good. So this was one of them. Jeff Daniels is in this one, I believe, too.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got Paperman next week. We got Losers the following. We got Kick-Ass, Defendor, Kick-Ass. There you go. Kick-Ass. We got Iron Man 2, Jonah Hex, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Red, Green Hornet, I Am Number 4, Thor, X-Men First Class, Green Lantern, Captain America, Cowboys, Aliens, Conan, and Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
I'm confused. Did you just say X-Men First Class and then Green Lantern?
Yes.
Jeez. Back to back. Oh, great. That's gonna be fun.
So yeah, we keep this list going, and we are on our 58th movie right now.
There are a lot. If you thought there were not, there are a lot of superhero movies.
There is. And then we're doing comic/superhero movies. So if it's based on the comic book is part of it, if it's superhero is part of it, if it's in that category. There's more than usual. But yes, we keep continuing on the Paperman. Paperman's on YouTube for free.
Okay.
I think I sent you the link of it. All right, wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. RedCycloneInc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we have a WordPress. So check it out. Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark the Mic. Follow my TikTok, Mark the Mic. I've been posting a lot of figure photography and stuff like that, so definitely check that out when you get a chance. Shout outs to Tenacious T. We did a Morphin Cast and Shell Shock yesterday, but he also has his own little side. He has his own little cast called PopcornInc Podcast. Check them out on Spotify and SoundCloud. PopcornInc. It's him and Jeremy / Sriracha on it, so definitely check it out when you get a chance. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.